Hi. Okay. I'm just doing me daily talk, well, whenever I feel like it, talk from the YouTube channel. There's currently an issue with eBuyer. eBuyer. Well, the UK eBuyer.com, where they like to send you products, but they don't like to return them when they are defected or somehow manufactured wrong or incorrectly. I've had several computer cases from the supplier and a whiteboard which was clearly defected. Obviously I've made a complaint on the returns, but there's been no reply. It's just basically like a crease across the surface of the whiteboard, and if you use the pen, it's going to leave the pen in the crease, obviously across the surface, so it's pretty pointless. And the computer cases which I had from there quite a while ago, the Antec VSK cases, a few of them which were buckled at the front, looked like somebody just like stood on them and just like twisted them, and it's just had several bad experiences with eBuyer. Yeah. Anyway, the idea was on this particular recording was to talk about my new project, my PHP project using the MVC framework. I've currently got a local host. Originally I just designed to make a simple framework on top of another framework, a PHP framework, to just make like a user authentication system where you can log in and obviously you have all the tokens, obviously to stop all the attacks, the hackers and everything. Ready done. The tables in the database for the users, maybe a simple profile, search feature, so you can search for users. Basically that's all I wanted to do. You can change the email address, you can change the password. It's a very, very basic user authentication system for a PHP program. I've ended up building quite a portion of a social network. I just changed my mind. I thought, no, go ahead and just build a social network with all the fields and like a full profile page with comments, and you can friends can comment on the profile page with permission from the user who owns the profile by adding as friend, similar to the functionality of Facebook. It's going pretty well at the moment. The functionality is pretty good. I'm using the Twitter Bootstrap framework, so it's fully mobile compatible. I've got a tabular interface on the profile page, and for some of the categories, some of the fields, basically I wouldn't like to display the entire field on the page because it just takes too much space up, so I decided to use tabs. So I can use like education, like qualifications, employment, it's like I can tabular interface, so I can show more, I don't know what's the word for it, more clearly displayed. It's very easy. Tabs can be hidden from, you got your privacy settings, so you can just public, private, or friends only visual display, or just hide the entire set of tabs from user on the website. We've got the guest accounts. You know, users registered may have more privileges. Internal messaging system. It's a bit here and there at the moment. I need to get the appropriate permissions per user for the internal messaging system, but for the most part it works. I've had this idea from this digital business card. I wanted to make a image, at a really precise image, or a vector. I want really people using uploading vectors for this image, this digital image. That's called a digital card. I ended up calling it, but it may change. It's one of the tabs, but obviously you can set the default tab open for this digital card, so it can be like a banner across the top of your profile page. But I wanted to be exact measurements using vector graphics. Probably made in something like image Inkscape, or something like Fireworks, Adobe Fireworks. It's a fixed width and a fixed height. You must match these dimensions, and just like I want a really high quality image. It'd probably be used for like business cards with your contact details on. Maybe just like you want to, share your profile. Then this image gets shared with your profile link on other websites. Maybe your rank if you're a gamer. You got your chevrons and all your whatever you call them, all the different ranks. And your insignia, possibly a logo for if you run a business. Yeah. It's pretty good at the moment. You can add all your websites links on there, and a separate tab. Your age, obviously your basic information, can all be set in your edit profile link, which will be, at the moment it's on the profile page, which will probably be there for a while. You just click on edit profile when you go on your profile, and you edit all the settings, and now you've got your layout settings. Let's have a quick check. You got your basic information, your digital card, your autobiography, your interests, your education, employment, your profile image, which will be a 1:1 aspect ratio, probably bigger than the Facebook profile image. You got your, where was it? The basic, the image one side, the profile image. You got your websites, which are all obviously dynamic fields, like your education and your employment. They're dynamic fields. So for each establishment of your education, you can just click add fields, and all the fields, appropriate fields, come onto the interface, and you can add all that. Internally, it's an array of data sent back to the server. You could change the layout. Obviously, some of the layout options, there's only a few options here right now. At the moment, I've got enable tabs, or enabled, disabled, default open tab. So when somebody looks at your profile, that will be the default tab which is selected. You might want, you might be interested in the digital image, the digital card, sorry, for your primary focal point. The privacy settings, obviously you can change each individual item for who you want to see this item, similar to Facebook, which that's where I got the idea really. Obviously your real name, your email address, your gender, age, sexual orientation, phone number. There'll be loads more fields probably when it's finished, but you got your profile tabs as well. The tabs really, you can individually change the privacy settings of each tab. So obviously public, private and friends only, and you've got your search listing. So if you want it to be enabled, you want to be viewable in the search of the site, you can enable, disable that setting, which I talked about a minutes ago. I will have the user settings available as well, so you can block users, unblock users. You would need that just in case you change your mind. it's interesting. I've got like a dashboard going on as well. I might change the name of that, but basically it's a welcome message and some information about the website, maintenance data, any maintenance going on, latest comments, newly registered users, some ideas I've got going on there. But there's some other stuff on there I wouldn't like to talk to you yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to implement on the final release. But yeah, I'm happy with this. Yeah, I was thinking, everybody goes with this like thing, this like thing, you like a comment. I mean, Facebook's changing all over the place at the moment. It's adding all these different things onto the comment section of the profile page, or your group, or your page, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm really close to doing a rank, sort of a rank, like a 1 to 5 maybe, more than a like, dislike, more than maybe if you don't like it, put it at 0, then that like pushes the rank down of the comments, or if rank 5, it's going to go higher. If you like it, it's like, oh, you don't like it, it's like not really a yes or no for humans. Computers work in yes and no, humans don't. So I'm thinking of more of a rank, like a range, for a 0 to 4 internally probably. It's up to 1 to 5. Oh, 0 would be really, you don't like it, you like it 0, I don't like it. If you go anything more than that, it's going to be a positive. Yeah. Still some ideas I've got floating around on the whiteboards. I wouldn't like to say because I'm not sure some of these things are going to be implemented, but I've got some more ideas. I'm going to see how